this point, I have sectioned my hair off by twisting and using clips. I used 5 clips, and then the part that's down, I just sectioned into 3 pieces. Parts of it are very blonde, and then parts of it are very pink, particularly the back section. There's also quite a bit of blue still left in it after the Punky color off that I used 2 days ago. So now I'm going to be bleaching it using 20 and 40 developer. I have the Quick Blue Extra Strength Powder Bleach along with Ion Sensitive Scalp 20 and 40 developer. The instructions for the bleach show that it should be a 1:2 ratio. The mixing really depends on if you're doing an off-scalp or on-scalp application, along with if you're doing virgin hair that hasn't had any bleach or dye applied to it or retouching. So basically 1 scoop of bleach is going to be mixed with 1.5 to 2.5 ounces of developer, depending on which method you're using. And this can be applied for up to 40 minutes for virgin applications or 50 minutes for retouch. So I'm going to be mixing this now inside the bleach bucket. This is the 1 pound bucket of bleach, which was $22 at Sally's. They also have smaller packets. It kind of depends on how much hair you have and how often you're going to be bleaching. For the length of my hair, I would probably need 3 or 4 packets, so that would have been $15 or $20 anyway. So I'm just going to take a level scoop and place it in my mixing bowl. This is a plastic bowl. You always want to use plastic. For the developer, I'm going to be using a 1:2 ratio. So for every scoop, I'm going to be using 2 ounces of developer. I have a little plastic cup that I got with a bottle of cough syrup some time ago that has 30 milliliters, which is also 1 ounce or 30 cc's. So I'm going to be using this, and I'm going to do 1 ounce of 20 volume and then 1 ounce of 40 volume for each scoop of bleach that I use. And I'm just pouring that in along with the powder. To mix this, you can use a plastic spoon. A plastic whisk is the best option, or the application brush that you're going to be using. I'm just using this plastic application brush and just kind of folding in the liquid developer with the powder until it starts to form sort of a foamy cream, and then mixing a little bit more thoroughly after it is creamed up. So the idea here is you want it to be fully mixed so the grittiness of the bleach powder is gone. It's going to turn into a pretty whipped cream. Every once in a while you may want to kind of brush off the applicator brush and make sure that it's all getting mixed together, which is the reason for the glove. Do not touch this with your bare hands. It is peroxide and it can burn your skin. If you do get any on your hands, just immediately wash your hands. Nice sound. So you can see it's much creamier now. I'm going to go ahead and add another scoop and 2 more ounces of developer because I'm going to need quite a bit of bleach for the length of my hair. After mixing the bleach and the developer together, I'm just going to let it sit for a few minutes to finish processing up. It'll fluff up a bit. You don't want to leave the bleach to sit too long. It does need to be used pretty promptly, and then we're just going to apply it to each section of the hair using the applicator brush. Okay, so to apply this, I'm just going to use the applicator brush and brush on the bleach. Because I have so many colors in my hair, and I've already processed it a bit with the Punkies, I'm going to leave some of the blonder bits alone and focus the bleach on the more colorful sections. Obviously this is very difficult to do one-handed, but I'm going to come back and show you once it's fully done. I am leaving a bit of space for my roots, which I will touch up at the end because those are going to process much quicker than the hair that is already dyed. At this point, I have fully applied the bleach. I did not do it to most of my ends because they're already a little frazzled, but you can see the bleach is pretty much everywhere at this point. I did end up having to make another 1.5 scoop mixture in order to cover everything. So total, I had 3.5 scoops of the bleach powder. The next step is to leave this on for probably another 30 to 40 minutes, and that just depends on how much lift you want. Since I'm ultimately going for a pastel, I want quite a bit of lift. And then washing this out with shampoo, and then doing a deep conditioner repair treatment. After 40 minutes of processing the bleach on my hair and shampooing it out, this is the color that I'm left with, which is pretty blonde on top. It did get out some of the blue a little bit, it lightened that. The bleach isn't going to remove the color, but it might lighten it. It did not lighten this pink very much. That pink just really wants to be in there. So what I'm gonna do now is this ion repair treatment, which I'm gonna leave on for 10 minutes and then wash out, and then let my hair air dry as to not apply any more heat or damage to the hair. It does not feel damaged. The ends are definitely frazzled, but aside from that, it feels processed but not damaged. So gonna do the repair treatment, and then of course tomorrow I'm gonna have to wash my hair again to get this conditioning completely out before doing the dye. It's the next day and it is a lot blonder. Definitely not a 10 yet, but there's a lot of yellow in here. There is also quite a bit of pink. There it is. So for the pink, there's not much to do about that. I'm hoping that the lavender combines and makes like a magenta-y plum color, and it'll be fine. For the yellow, I'm going to be using a Tone It Down shampoo. So it's a purple shampoo that should take out some of the brassiness and make it more of a cooler white color. So we'll see how that goes. I'm actually really surprised at how great my hair feels. It does not feel dry at all. That repair treatment really did wonders on making it very fluffy and soft after processing it twice. So I'm going to be doing the shampoo and then drying it and seeing what color we have. After completing the purple toning shampoo, I'm going to be using a combination of colors to dye my hair, a seafoam green on top and a lavender underneath. For the underneath portion, I'm using a combination of One and Only Pastel Lilac with Arctic Fox Girls Night, which I'm just rotating sections of to kind of bring out different tones of lavender throughout the bottom half of my hair. And for the seafoam green, I'm combining a little bit of Punky Alpine Green with Manic Panic Amplified Atomic Turquoise, along with a lot of deep conditioner to make it more of a pastel color. This is the final color result after, I think, 4 days total of removing color with Punky Color Off, doing a bleaching session with Quick Blue, doing toning shampoo, also with a day to rest in between all of that, and then finally applying the vibrant dyes. I also did my nails because they were looking pretty horrendous in those last videos. So on top, it looks quite a bit turquoise in this video, and honestly, it depends on the lighting. You can see different tones. So here there's more of a mint green color,
And then obviously up here, there's quite a bit more of a teal situation. It really depends on the lighting. Here's some darker greens in these curls down here. I think that overall it's going to fade after several washes into kind of a more pastel seafoam green, which is what I was going for, but I'm happy with the result. It's definitely vibrant. For the lavender, there is still a bit of the pink that you can see, but it really just depends again on the lighting. There's a chunk. So let's pull out that curl. So you can see that part of that did not, take the lavender as much as I really wanted it to, but I have to say that I'm not surprised. Pinks and reds are the hardest to cover up. You would think that purple would cover pink, but that's just not the case. Even with a really deep dark purple, it's not going to necessarily take that red out. I did not use any no red product to get the red out. I kind of just figured I was going for a lavendery color. Lavendery, that's a word. And I thought the pink would go nicely, so I wasn't too concerned about it. There's just, again, I have so much hair. I'm going to try and pull this up a little bit. I felt like I had pretty hair today, so I wanted to curl it, which I don't usually do because I have so much hair that it does take an eternity, but that is most of the teal. So you can see the lavender underneath. The Arctic Fox, it's really hard to tell which one is which. The Arctic Fox was actually a little bit darker. When it comes out, the Arctic Fox looks lighter in the bowl than the one and only, but I believe that this was a section of the one and only. You can also see that there is still some silver in there, which I'm fine with because silver is hard to pull off, so yay, I did something interesting. Like I said, the teal, it really just depends on the angle, I think, as to what colors are happening here. Like right now, that looks really blonde to me. In person, though, it's a very pale mint green, which you might be able to see. I do have a lot of hair. Okay, so if there are any questions or comments, concerns, I had a couple of people on the Punky off video who were trying it for themselves and had a few questions. So you can certainly let me know. I will say that after everything, even after curling my hair this morning, it does not feel damaged. It does still feel processed. I mean, it's not going to feel like brand new hair, obviously, after all of that I did to it, but it doesn't feel damaged at all. I kind of keep touching it because it's fun. It doesn't feel damaged. I think I will get some more of the Ion Repair Reconstructor treatment. That's the second mask that I did after bleaching it, and that I've never had my hair feel that soft after bleaching. So I'm definitely going to get some more of that. I'll put a link in the description if I can find one. I got it at Sally's. They were 2 for $3 packets, and I used both packets on my head. It's the red packet, not the silver one. The silver one's what I've gotten in the past, and it just seems to work like regular conditioner. The red one, though, was just amazing. So if you haven't ever tried that one, definitely give it a go. And post some pics. Let me know what kind of hair colors you guys are trying out. Bye.